the water get inside the pot because it's an old pot and we are so many people on it. We were about 1,380 persons with women, children, and the pot beginning to drown slowly. And I called the Coast Guard by satellite phone. We stay in this crashed boat about 36 hours. And every time you smell the bad smell in this boat, get dizzy, get vomit, and get throw up, and all the time you feel dizzy.
Sohaib's painful memories linger a year and a half after his arrival in France. The 37-year-old who fled the war in Syria now has refugee status in Lyon. His torturous journey to Europe ended when he was rescued by the Italian Coast Guard.
This is my photo when we are getting sleep after this hard journey on the Italian ship. So exhausted and so, maybe I can say, relief. It's not like we are now safe. That's what we can say.
His hometown of Harasta near Damascus is a stronghold of the Assad opposition. With his parents, he fled his bombed-out neighborhood in November 2013. After traveling by road to Beirut, they flew to Egypt, where they stayed for several months. A first attempt to cross the Mediterranean failed. Sohaib was arrested and sent to Turkey, while his parents remained in Egypt. He then took the plane to Algeria and moved on to the Libyan coast, the people smuggling hub. In Italy, he passed through the authorities unchecked and slipped into France. Penniless in Lyon, Sohaib could go no further. He didn't speak French and knew from other Syrians that the country had minimal resources for receiving refugees.
All Syrians know that France is so slowly in paper, and there is no place to stay. At first place, when you are coming here, you have to depend on yourself in everything here in France. And if you don't know anyone, you will sleep in the street.
In Lyon, lone male migrants with no children have virtually no chance of qualifying for emergency accommodation. The shelter Maison des Refugiés is a safety net for all asylum seekers in the region. Sohaib showed us around. Crucially, the shelter provides a mailing address and legal and administrative help.
And thank you. And I want to
the director stresses the importance of care and support for refugees.
It's not to mother them for the rest of their lives. Having come from bombed-out areas and refugee camps, having crossed deserts and seas, and to suddenly land here, it helps them adjust to life in France. I'll give you an example. Sometimes highly qualified people arrive, but their diplomas aren't recognized. How is it that someone can do a job very well for 20 years and it's not recognized here, and he has to then look for menial jobs to pay the rent?
Sohaib has qualifications in English and IT on his CV, but he's not been able to find regular employment. He lives in social housing and gets an allowance that just meets his daily living costs.
Every floor have a key. Here is my floor, and there is 2 toilets. This is all the floor sharing this kitchen, and everyone have his own closet. Also, like me, my stuff here. I found that when I buy bread from stores, it's so expensive, so I make my bread and it cost me about €2 for 15 days.
As a Syrian, getting refugee status was relatively quick, 3 months. Now he has health insurance, a driving license, a discounted travel pass, and most importantly, a 10-year residency card.
In Turkey, I can make fake. This is the most important card in the world. It's a residential card. They help us, they give us a fortune, they give us these cards, it's legally cards. We can work, we can travel, we can live as a human. Okay, ma'am, you can come into my private room. This is my room. I just pay about 45.
Something from Syria, any souvenir?
No. No, we haven't anything from Syria. Hello. أهلين أمي. شلونك؟ إن شاء الله بخير.
For the moment, there's no chance of a visit from Sohaib's parents.
يلا إن شاء الله أنا هلا شي.
God willing, I'll have a passport in 15 days. I'm going to see about getting a visa from the Egyptian embassy, and hopefully I'll get one and be able to come and see you.
نزوركم إن شاء الله. I feel sorry for them and I hope to bring them here. But only refugees allowed to bring wife and children. All my time I'm sitting like this. All my time, just are watching and waiting news from Syria. My friend sent me a good photo for my relative building. It's near our building in Harasta. It's destroyed. And maybe everything is destroyed in our village. Everything.
Recently, Sohaib met up with a relative from his hometown. Hossam arrived in Lyon a month ago, legally, with a visa. A PhD graduate in computer science, he had studied in France. He's still seeking refugee status, but he already speaks French, a huge advantage. Another Syrian friend, Rafat, has been living in France since he was a student. He obtained French citizenship last year.
These aren't people who want to live off the state. I work here. I know lots of people who work, who have projects. The most important thing is to help them with the administrative process so that they don't lose time. The second thing is to help them learn French, because it's really important for integrating into society here.
In 1.5 years, Sohaib has had just 3 weeks of French lessons, not enough to cut through the red tape and open access to the jobs market. When he talks about the future, it's about returning to his home country.
My hope is to finish our crisis and get back to our country and continue our life there, not here, because here I should begin to build a new life. But I do this and it's so hard for you to put you in a new life.